Hello everyone, Tactical Lich here. Yeah, welcome back to another Total War Warhammer tournament. This is October and it is time for WAAAGH. We are hosting a greenskin tournament today. Also let me know if there's any audio issues or any issues, technical issues, but yeah. So we actually, So basically, today's tournament is basically everyone has a special greenskin faction. They have to choose between Scarsnake, WAAAGH, Grom, WAAAGH, and Grimgore. 5 greenskin lords, and each one of the faction has their own special rules. For example, Grimgore cannot bring any form of goblin unit, so no goblin infantry, missiles, artillery, or the Ragnarok spiders, which has goblins on them. There are other rules for other factions, but yeah, let us see if we can set up. Okay, cool. Let us see if we can spectate some of the games right now, because yeah, we actually have a bye round in the first round, so we are not playing the first round. Instead, we are watching somebody else. Hopefully, the players here will set up their... Okay, cool. We have a spectator slot. I'm just gonna turn on army blocker first, and then we can just go in. Please be the good old password. Yes, it is the same old. Okay, cool. We have Zaxi going for WAAAGH and SOK Dane the Second. SOK is a clan name. Dane the Second going for Scarsnake for their each sub-faction. Now, Zaxi going for WAAAGH, so that means he has to bring at least 4,000 gold worth of Savage Orc units. And I think... Okay, let me just check. 1, 2, 3, 4... And then, yep. 4,000 gold worth of Savage Orc units. Indeed, he did bring enough. So 4,000 gold worth of Savage Orc units plus... let me just check. Yeah. Savage Orc units or Rogue Idol. So that's gonna be a good chunk going into the Savage WAAAGH. As for Scarsnake, he cannot bring any Orc units. So no Orc infantry, no Boar cavalry, and most certainly no Boar chariots, which are dragging the orcs behind, I believe. Anyways, yeah, it's called Orc Boar chariot. So so their fighting power is relatively less affected compared to Grimgore, because I am playing as Grimgore today, and the rule is no goblins allowed. So no pump wagons, no artillery, no machinery, basically. All I can bring are orcs and orcs only, and some monsters on the side as well. But I can't bring goblin chariots. The light cavalry are also a no-go. No more goblin missile units. No more goblin chaff. Yeah, so it's gonna be pretty rough with Grimgore leading the army. Either ways, we are fighting. We are looking at people to fight, and yeah, we shall wait for them to set up the armies, and then we can start. Yeah, we can start the game. Wait, hold on a second. Yep, Scarsnake can bring that, and let me just check. WAAAGH. Yeah, WAAAGH can bring those units as well. Okay, cool. All good. We are ready to roll. Right. Okay, so SOK Dane the Second is still doing some fine tuning, and we should be able to start soon. Ah, shit. Okay, cool. We are starting, so let us just drop the army blocker, and here we are. Where's that going for a ton of Savage Orcs? The Savage Orc Board Boy Biggins, 3 of them in fact, plus 2 Savage Orc Air Boys, versus the other side, the Scar Snake Goblin Forces. And do note that we are allowing campaign units, so we are seeing some interesting stuff like the Lava Arachnarok Spider. Now, let me just check the Discord and all that, making sure everything is happening. Okay, cool. That's all good. Okay, cool. So, the rest of the army, a front line of goblins, backed up by a ton of squig herds, and yeah, Savage Orc, Boar Boy Biggins, the Morgrub's Manji Marauders, 2 Stone Trolls on the field as well, I believe. Or is it just one? Yeah, just 1 Stone Trolls. And then WAAAGH dancing. WAAAGH the dancing prophet. No longer dancing, actually he's on a boar. I do think that I probably should have nerfed WAAAGH's faction a bit more, forcing them to use more Savage Orc units, because right now they are probably the strongest sub-faction in this Orktober tournament. Because WAAAGH, as usual, is a very strong lord, and greenskins don't really have the tools to deal with him specifically. Actually, wait, no, there is indeed the Giant River Trollhack, so Spirit Leeches can and will whittle him down, but that takes time, and time isn't exactly in favor of the Scar Snake forces here, because the constant spam of the Boomwood Staff can and will rush through the Goblin front line. Now, Scar Snake cannot bring any Orc units, so their frontline is just the flimsy Goblins, backed up by a couple Stone Trolls, and then 3 units of Archers, the Night Goblin Archers, and that's it. Oh, wait, there's also a nasty Skulker, and that's it for the Infantry Force. Okay, 2 Super Squigs. Well, more campaign-only units. The greenskin version of Explosive Bloated Corpses. Yeah, these Super Squig just blow up, and squigs go boom. Yeah, let's go. We're gonna see some explosive action, and of course the Lava Arachnarok Spider, which is a very strong melee combatant. Fire damage that is extra effective against other trolls, and armor piercing, anti-large, plus poison. Yeah, it's gonna be pretty strong. Oh, and also bombardment ability. Interesting. It's gonna blow up. Yeah, we're gonna see a lot of explosion in this game. Anyway, Scar Snake leading the army, and 2 greenskins army are gonna rush forward, trying to collide with each other ASAP. They are greenskins and they don't do any sneaky things. That said, I know greenskins are known for their light cavalry kiting, but either ways, this is Orktober. This is an Orktober WAAAGH event, so everyone's going full greenskin here, embracing that rush, that melee rush. Anyways, it seems that Dane is taking his time while he's actually trying to get into melee as soon as possible, because he does want to get those Bonewood Staff going. Just spamming those spells to blast up the enemy. Yeah. Just going to spam the Bonewood Staff with his spell casting abilities. Gaze of Morphis of Gork. Here we go. Just getting a couple cheap spell and a relatively expensive blue spell. It's quite cheap for a blue spell actually, but it still can be very good at pushing through enemy lines using that massive attack buff. Anyways, Squig Herds slamming into goblins who don't have any charge defense, so they are gonna get shredded on the impact. As you can see here, these goblins are already falling. Now Stone Trolls are counter-charging, hoping to counteract enemy units, but unfortunately, oh, these Super Squigs are getting focused down. Oh no, this is a tragedy. This is absolute tragedy. But anyways, Lava Arachnarok Spider going in, and with the Stone Trolls supporting, they are probably gonna win this fight as long as they are able to like dish out as much damage as possible. But it seems that the Goblin front line is not holding at all. The Super Squig needs to start moving out to the front line, because they are kind of left behind over here. And And oh, they're just gonna die. Oh no, friendly fire! No! They nuked away half the Savage Orktober biggest, but also absolutely shattered their own Night Goblin archers. And the Night Goblin archer line is completely faltering, and also these stone trolls being left behind for a bit too long. And now some of these Savage Orktober biggins are able to collapse onto them and just get them over with. Now in the front line there, the WAAAGH spider has the potential to do a lot of damage, but unfortunately, it is targeted by a ton of missile fire. The Death Creepers, Mongrels, Managing Marauders, the Armor Piercing Fire are also coming in, combined with the Rusty Ears debuffing its armor. Yeah, the large hitbox of the WAAAGH spider is not having a good time whatsoever. Scarsnake is still holding, but he is just one character. Against an entire army collapsing on top of him, he's not gonna win. It's a green skin game, so it goes fast. Everyone just rush. They either rush successfully or rush unsuccessfully and just die. So unfortunately for Dane the second here, his rush faltered, spending a bit too much perhaps onto the Night Goblin archers, and yeah, the rest of the army just kind of dies hard. So yeah, that's it for the first game. And yeah, GG. Oh shit. Anyways, I can save that up. I don't actually need to save the game since I've already showcased it. But yeah, WAAAGH might be the strongest contender for the biggest and baddest of Orc in this tournament, just because of the Bonewood Staff. Right now, let's see if anyone can stop the rampage of WAAAGH. Perhaps maybe WAAAGH can do that, but we shall see. As right now, WAAAGH is going up with a strong start. Scarsnake not so much, unfortunately. The Goblin front line is quickly collapsing without any stronger entities holding back enemy units. Anyways, GG to both players. Now let's see if it's our turn to play, because the first game, the game before me is Berserk versus Koala Duck. Is WAAAGH versus WAAAGH. Now WAAAGH versus Grimgore, and I am Grimgore. Alright, cool. It seems that my opponent is ready. Blood for the Blood God. Now it's the WAAAGH for Gork and Mork. Alright, there's no need to do picks and bans right now, because we both picked our own subfaction, and yeah, I'm going Grimgore Ironhide. Oh no, the Spirit Leech! I can see the Spirit Leech coming in. So sad. I don't even want to think about it. I can't use any goblins, so yeah. I just have to wow my way through, I believe. Orc Shaman. Nah, I don't need that. Brain Burster, Fist of Gork, and here we go. Get a couple Feral Wyverns. Wyverns are allowed just because there are no goblins involved in the unit. And maybe it's my only chance of dealing with WAAAGH. Man, I got countered by this lord. Yeah. All right, let's just get a very Grimgore army out here. Get back here. Stand your ground. Your Nyx is probably not gonna be too useful here. We'll have to trim down on Grimgore, very unfortunately. Partly just because maybe get a couple of these going 5. Couple. And then get a troll. Can we get another troll? Okay, we get some recharge. Good. That's good. Here we go. Brain burster. I don't expect your Nick's gonna be anything useful here. The best of the best might be useful though. Units are too expensive on this roster. Can we get something else? Your next. We'll bring your next, whatever. And then we'll just squeeze out more funds for other stuff like this. Or we can. Man, I just need like what 50 more gold and I'm good. But no, I can't. Fine, I'll just tick off your Nix and bring in another. Wait, no, what? No! Things are too expensive, man. Too expensive. I don't have any chaff to, like, use up the last few hundred gold. Ugh. Ugh. The pain of not having chaff. Man. Sucks. I don't need these. Scroll of shooting, it's just a one-time use. It's not gonna be great either. I can expect Grimgore getting Spirit Leeched to death. So I'll just get this ability to keep... No, maybe I'll just do that and I can get another unit of something. Wait, hold on a second. I'll just get another WAAAGH. Alright. We are gonna get wrecked hard, so let's go. Oh wait, cool. Oh, cool. Alright, looks like we're getting some replays from other players as well. So we're just gonna have some pretty spicy replays. But yeah, I am going Grimgore, as you saw right there. And I couldn't bring any goblin units. That basically cut off like, what, 2/3 of the entire roster. And my options are super limited. Well, I mean, I can bring... Stone Troll, so that might be my saving grace. But then my opponent can also bring Stone Trolls. Now they need to bring monsters of flesh and blood. That is worth oh no, they have to bring 4k worth of monsters. So I don't really have anything to counteract monsters. Okay, maybe these things. Maybe the WAAAGH will be the key here. I don't know how good they are gonna be, but I'm gonna be facing a monstrous army. Might be a very heavy single entity blob thing that I will get wrecked on, but yeah, I will see. I just know that it's Grimgore. We don't do missiles. We don't do some sneaky air boys. We don't try to like fight from the distance. We go in close and personal. We WAAAGH. That's a true WAAAGH, if anything. So we are here to fight. To fight! Okay. We are ready. And we're just waiting for our opponent to be ready. Furrow Wyvern is not very thematic, and Savage Orcs are WAAAGH thing. Yeah, you see, I'm bringing only regular orcs. There's no savage orcs, no wyverns. We are just getting some big chunky boys into the fight. Maybe a, yeah, maybe. Oh, we're getting kited. Ah, no, no. Oh, cries. I mean, we don't really have a choice here, but just to rush now. They have 2 giants and a wyvern, so that counts, I suppose. Yeah, okay. Oi, that's not too nice. Why are you not spirit leeching Grimgor? Oh. Alright, fine. I'll just chase. Fate of Buna, of course it's Fate of Buna. I don't really have a choice here but to push them back. Alright, cool. We can't really kite with them, so we just kind of go do that. Somehow Berserk is letting me catching some of their skirmishers. That might be a mistake. Oh, well, anyways. Speaking of mistake, I'm also making some as well. Ooh, ouch. Stuff are getting routed on the side for me. Okay, keep pushing. Alright, you go in. Losing that stone throw is gonna hurt me a lot. Ah, well. Just gonna try and win out these flank fights for a bit first. Alright, let's just blast them. Let me debuff it! Come on! Alright, cool. We're already losing. Very unfortunate there. Man, this is hard. Although we are demolishing some parts of our opponent, so it's something, I guess. What are you doing? Stop. Oh, ouch, ouch. The giants are hurting. Oh, I should have kept... Oh, that was a big mistake there. I should have kept some of the units. I should have kept the caster aside. No, it's gonna die. No. No, big mistake. Mistakes were made. And the missiles are coming back. Great. Just fucking great. Okay. I don't think we can win this, honestly. But let's see if Grimgor can go down in one big wah. You know. The one last wah of Grimgor Ironhide. Kind of thing. Because like all the stuff we have are being outrun by everything our opponent has. So yeah. Not great. Not great. Grimgor is beating up the giant though. Which good enough, I suppose. Good enough. Oof, ow, 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 ow. You're next? Come on. Alright, we're just trying to hunt down a giant. Ugh. No! The Spirit Leech! I mean, also the kite. What the hell? Did I just forget these guys over there? Oh, they're just chasing off stuff and then, yeah, it's just all the way on the other side. Not that it's gonna make any difference. Not that it's gonna make any difference. Can we at least take down a giant, though? Why the hell did stone trolls aren't even, like, doing much damage to the giant? Okay. Grimgore, you can do this. You can at least take down the stone troll. I mean, the giant. No! Grimgore routed! No! I believed in you! Ah! Why did you do this? Why did you run? You could have done... Oh, and Spirit Leech. Okay, this is done for. GG. GG. Grimgore tried. Grimgore couldn't carry it. Sad times. Sad Grimgore noises. The skirmishers are hurting the giant more than the trolls. Yeah, it is very... They're shooting way too close. They are shooting way too close. GG to my opponent there. Not much to be said. Like, I basically got kited away. But yeah, I do... One thing I do have to say is that I did make a lot of mistakes in this game. Leaving units behind, charging in units prematurely, and getting units caught by my opponent. Yeah, so like, not my proudest game, but my opponent definitely doing some very nice work here. The Spirit Leech is just painful. It's a painful thing to deal with for the greenskins unless you are Grom the Punch, but nobody takes Grom the Punch in this matchup anyways. I mean, nobody really takes Grom the Punch in the battles anymore, so yeah. The giant, one of them did some very good damage, and the stone trolls as well. The rest of the army, Savage Orc Boar Boys getting some good damage. Right. Next time, okay, next time if I'm doing another Orktober, I'll have to eliminate WAAAGH from the monster list. But yeah, wait, no. Stone trolls are also monsters of flesh and blood. So yeah, that's free. That's 4k gold worth of monsters for WAAAGH. Now, that's it for the WAAAGH army. I mean, that's it for my run as Grimgore. Now we're just gonna move on to the semi-finals, if there's one. Oh, General Eisenbart actually came out on top against Rainy Frog, and he will be fighting either Sipa or Zaxi. Gojira is fighting Azrael right now. Azrael from the MTK clan. It is a Skarsnik versus WAAAGH fight. And on the other side, Sipa versus Zaxi is a Grimgore versus WAAAGH fight. Oh, we have a... Wait! Don't tell me it's good... Because General Eisenbart is going for WAAAGH, and Berserk is going for WAAAGH. If both WAAAGHs win in their respective match, that means we're going to have two WAAAGH versus WAAAGH battle in semifinals. No! It is the Meta Orcs! It is the Meta Orcs dominating this tournament. Well, let's see what's gonna happen here. Ooh, we might just be able to check out somebody's battle, maybe. Ooh, yeah, cool. Oh, no. Army blocker, no. Okay, cool. We got army blocker up, and we're good. Okay, Gojira and Azrael, WAAAGH versus Skarsnik. Can Skarsnik beat WAAAGH this time? Like, yeah, this is gonna be rough. Can the bonewood staff be broken? Or is it still too much for Skarsnik? We shall see. We shall witness this in the battle. As both armies are gonna rush towards each other. Or maybe they won't. Who knows? Alright, so let us just turn off the army blocker, and here we are. Another WAAAGH versus Skarsnik battle. I'm rooting for Skarsnik now because I don't want to see two WAAAGH versus WAAAGH battles in the semifinals. Anyways, for the army builds, both armies are going for a rush heavy approach. For WAAAGH, we have a line of goblin, and then at the back, savage orcs, a whole line of savage orcs. That's this is 2,200 gold, and then get a couple, savage orc boar boys. That's another 1,000. If you're 3 of them, that's 4 of them. That's 700 per savage orc boar boys. That's like 2,100, 2,800 for 4 of them. So yeah, we have 5,000 gold worth of savage orcs on the field, and the unit limit is satisfied. On the side we have a bunch of squig herds, of course, just to provide more anti-infantry rush bonus to grind through all those night goblins and other Skarsnik gobbles. Now at the back here we have the rusty heirs, supported by WAAAGH himself, while on the other side Skarsnik's gobble army, a whole front line of night goblins, plus a ton of spider hatchlings, really going super wide on the goblin Skarsnik goblin army. Both sides are greenskins, what am I saying? And then armored squig hoppers, interesting enough, trying to get them to hold the line perhaps, but they only still, even if they're armored, they only have like 55 armor, so it's not that much, and will probably still get wrecked. But they do have quite a bit of mobility for their forces, but the problem is, can they outspec all these orc boar boys and orc boar boy biggins who all have armor piercing? This might be rough for Skarsnik once again. We have some super squig, 2 of them on the field, and a single squig herd backing up Gojira's. Yeah, backing up Gojira's, River Troll Hack, and Skarsnik. A single stone troll, 2 stone trolls on the battlefield, 1 on each flank, and that's gonna be what? That's gonna be it for both sides army builds. Actually, what does Skarsnik have? Spite of the Bad Moon, fermented fungi. Spite of the Bad Moon might be pretty decent in working down the squigs because of the bonus versus large, but we shall see. Other than that, not much to say here. Oh right, Fate of Yuna, Spirit Leech on the River Troll Hack. WAAAGH going for the cheapest of spells, Edbutt, and the Brain Burster, trying to spam as much spells as possible to make use of that bonewood staff. And yeah, that's it for the army builds. Now we're just waiting for the 2 players to get ready and start the game. Okay, give me a second here. I'm just doing some admin work at the background. Alright, cool. Now for the battlefield, back to the battlefield, we have a start for the tournament battle. Goblins rushing towards goblins. Oh wait, no, night goblins over on this side are just holding their ground. Not that they really, I mean, there's no need to hold their ground, but I suppose Slowjira or Gojira is just trying to be more cautious before taking any actions. You can see he's really trying to be rather conservative with his forces here, not trying to go for a straight rush, because Squigcurs slamming into Night Goblins means the Squigcurs will be getting some good damage done, and the Orc Cavalry is also outclassing all these Spider Hatchlings and Armored Squig Hoppers, so this might be an issue for the Goblin army. Anyways, the Savage Orc army, WAAAGH army are slamming into the enemy front line already. A little bit of fanatics bursting out of the Night Goblin ranks. Oh wait, these are the 8 Peak Loons, or... Yeah, anyways, these are the Regiment of Renown 8 Peak Loons, I believe. Yeah, Loons are 8 Peak Loons, Regiment of Renown. They are doing some good damage against the Squighosts. Squighosts are not the sturdiest, monstrous unit after all. But the problem is that as I expected here, oof, the Super Squig actually exploded prematurely, not doing that much damage, and the armored Squig Hoppers are not holding this flank at all. So Spider Hatchling immediately got punished by the Orc, the Boar Cavalry, the Bacon Cav. Scarsnake pushing back all of these Squig herds with the 8 Peak Loons moving in, but here comes the Savage Orcs and they would demolish a Goblin front line. Very tragic for the Scarsnake forces here as the Goblin front line is crumbling and all these Orc cavalry is crushing their flanks. There are some Stone Trolls trying to fight back, but it's just not quite enough, I'm afraid. WAAAGH has been popped. Oh, a little bit of a Fate of Buna trying to delete these Orc Boar Boy Biggins. These are these the Regiment of Renown ones? No. Yeah, these seems to be the Regiment of Renown ones, maybe. Anyways, oh wait, these are not the Regiment of Renown. These are just regular Orc Boar Boy Biggins. They are deleted indeed, but so are the rest of the Goblin front line. And yeah, WAAAGH Bone Wistaff might just be a bit too much for the regular greenskins to deal with. Oh no, maybe I should ban WAAAGH next time. Maybe, we shall see. Or maybe I can just put some more handicap on it. We shall see. But yeah, right now the WAAAGH Bonewood Staff Rush is proven to be extremely effective against the Goblin front lines, and that's pretty much it, I'm afraid, for Gojira. Very unfortunate there, as the Metalord is indeed winning. Alright. Next time, if we're doing another Greenskin 20, we are gonna nerf WAAAGH hard, or depending on the new meta. But right now, the Bonewood Staff is extremely strong, and the Goblins are no match against this kind of rush. Maybe perhaps a little bit of, maybe perhaps they can do it with by blobbing, single entity blobbing with monsters and whatnot. But I don't know. This is just a set times for the. Well, the 8 Peak Loons are unbreakable, so they're still fighting somewhere. Yeah, they're still fighting here, but yeah, they're not gonna hold on for too long, and that's gonna be it. That's gonna be it. GG. Wait, Azrael? That makes no sense. None of these. Oh wait, Azrael. Yeah, Azrael is playing WAAAGH. Right. And Gojira, Scarsnake. Ooh, set times. Getting. There's no time, not enough time for the River Troll hack to drain away Scarsnake health. So, I mean, no. There's not enough time for the River Troll hack to drain away WAAAGH's health, and as a result, the greenskins are... The WAAAGH Savage Orc greenskin frontline just run over the entire Goblin formations, and very unfortunate for Scarsnake here. His attempt for the biggest and baddest of greenskin title is gonna end right here, right now. So wait, did the two players on one of the semifinals decided to go without me? Give me a second. Let me just... Okay, Sipa and General Eisenbart. Okay. That should be the one, I suppose. Right, Sipa and General Eisenbart. I don't know if they played yet, but okay. It's gonna be Azak versus WAAAGH. Wait, no, Sipa is Grim. Oh, Grimgor actually won against WAAAGH! Sipa won against Xaxes WAAAGH. Yes, yes! We're not having double WAAAGH versus WAAAGH. We're looking at Grimgor versus WAAAGH, and there's only one WAAAGH left in the... there's only one WAAAGH left in the tournament, but then Grimgor versus WAAAGH. It's gonna be rough for Grimgor with all the Spirit Leech, but perhaps Sipa can figure out something to deal with WAAAGH Spirit Leech and his monster spams. We shall see. We shall see. Ooh, this is gonna be rough. Given I'm looking at General Eisenbart's build, and this is still gonna be quite rough for Sipa indeed with the unit picks. But either ways, Sipa seems to be quite confident with his army picks, and yeah, I think he's already readied up, while General Eisenbart's still figuring how to fine-tune his army a little bit better. Okay, just making sure both armies have fulfilled their respective army limits. Yep, Sipa's army is fine there. Remember, Grimgor cannot bring any goblin units or any units that contain a goblin. So Ragnarok spiders are out of the question because there are goblins on their backs. As for WAAAGH, 4,000 gold worth of monsters of flesh and bone. So you can't bring Rogue Idol for the unit limit. Yes, they can bring Rogue Idol, but it doesn't count into the unit limit. They will have to bring a Ragnarok Queen, a Ragnarok Spider, Giants, the Trolls, and yeah, Trolls. So that's something they have to bring, but that also means that their armies will have to be rather narrow, investing all the money on to their monsters. But then again, Greenskins doesn't lack cheap units, so it's not like the Greenskin army will be that small either ways. If they can just spam like chaff and cheap skirmish cavalry, light cavalry, that sort of stuff. But anyways, that's it. Hey, Strike Games, haven't seen you in a while. What are we watching? We are looking at a battle between WAAAGH versus Grimgor, because Sipa somehow managed to secure a win against WAAAGH with the Orc army. Actually, Grimgor versus WAAAGH is actually not that bad of a fight. Yes, the rest of the army will just get run down by Bonewood stuff, but Grimgor plus a strong melee core can probably offset the advantage of WAAAGH. But anyways, we can't say for sure. But anyways, that's it for that's enough talking. We shall wait for the players to begin. And we wait. Alright, General Eisenbart seems to be waiting for me, so just gonna get it started. It's gonna be a glorious greenskin scrap. Oh, hey, Coma White. I didn't notice you're there. Right. Good to see you here. And yeah, I think I saw your channel earlier, and your channel seems to be doing quite well. Glad to see it. Let me just click into yeah. Oh, already at. Anyways, for those who don't know, I mean, I'm pretty sure everyone here knows. We only have a few viewers anyway, so yeah, I'm pretty sure everyone knows. Come on, White does Spanish content. If you understand Spanish, go check his stuff out. But yeah, I'm pretty sure everyone knows anyway. So, okay, cool. For the army builds, we have quite a few campaign-only units. We need to wait a second for all the units to load in. Now, from my memory, WAAAGH or General Eisenbart is bringing a ton of It's bringing a few of the... Yeah, a few of the campaign-only units, I believe. No, just one. The Lava Ragnarok Spider and... Wait, actually, no, quite a few. There are some armored squig hoppers, providing a little bit sturdier of mobility, while still being relatively cheap. Forest Goblin Spider Riders, and a ton of Goblin in the front line, and a very solid melee core of Crimson Killers. There is a single the Rusty Ears for that fire support. And yeah, a Ragnarok Queen plus Lava Ragnarok Spider, that's going to be a very lethal combo to deal with. Especially the Lava Ragnarok Spider has some explosives that it can cast. For the Grimgore army, a line of Orc Rush, a front line of Orc Boys flanked by some Orc Biggins. For that anti-lock damage, they're expecting some expensive monster core. And then 4 Squig Hoods, 2 on each flank in the middle, 3... Stone Trolls. CPAC going for a very simplistic rush here, really. Just a line of orcs, a line of monsters, and they're just gonna stack up on each other and try to overload enemies' front line, which I can see it do well against a line of goblins. The problem is, how can they deal with the Ragnaroks? Perhaps it is gonna be the responsibility of the Black Orc Big Boars, who did bring the Brass Cleaver for that additional +8 attack. And also the Rebel Rose, providing immune to psychology to surrounding units. So these Stone Trolls, if they're getting covered by the Rebel Rose ability, Rebel Rouse ability, they will not be terrified away. Grimgore is also here, supporting the Swamp Things. The Swamp Things has terror themselves, so they don't care about enemies' terror. They are immune to terror themselves. Also, the Overwhelming Odor to reduce enemy melee attack. A very solid combo of monsters here. Just trying to use the Black Orc Big Boss on one flank to cover 2 Stone Trolls, and then bring in an immune to psychology troll unit on the other side. Just double check that we have the army blocker gone, and then we should see some good scrap right now. Battle has started. Grimgore is just gonna rush. Not like they can do anything else anyways, without any goblin firepower. Even if they decided to bring Orc Air Boys, then they still have to start pushing forward. The problem is that there is no cavalry units on Grimgore's side, so they're kind of a bit of a sitting duck, just kind of sitting there taking all the charges. But the Forest Goblin Spider Riders trying to go for a sneaky charge, but then they're quickly beaten back by the Orc Boys. Even though Orc Boys doesn't, like, even if the Orc Boys doesn't have the most armor, they have enough melee stats to just beat down these poor Forest Goblins. The problem is that Grimgore Ironhide is taking hits from Spirit Leech. There's no solution for the Greenskins, not for Grimgore and his friends right now, because WAAAGH is just gonna fly in the sky and chill. There's little can be done here. Anyways, WAAAGH jumping down on the ground might just be a big mistake here. The Black Orc Big Boss is nearby, and the Stone Trolls are coming in, and they might just be able to pin down WAAAGH in this melee fight. A little bit of lag there. Apologies, we don't have the best server in this game, and WAAAGH is getting hammered by the clubs. Oh, your next slowing him down as well, pinning him into this fight, and he's taking a lot of damage. The good thing is that the Ragnarok Queen is coming to help, and although not before WAAAGH paying a heavy price. Ooh, another unit. Oh, a spider hatchling is being summoned. They're just probably gonna screen out the Stone Trolls. While the rest of the army here, the Orc front line is just crushing the poor goblins, and are now just grinding through the rest of WAAAGH's army. The Rusty Ears are firing into the Stone Trolls, reducing their armor, and on top of that, debuffing their leadership with that missile attack. And unfortunately, the Stone Trolls will be routed despite having the Rebel Rouse providing that immune to psychology, and they might just be routed all the way to the white line as WAAAGH's mobility are around. The Crimson Killers are indeed some serious killing power. Just, oof. They are holding just fine against Orc Biggins and the Swamp Things and all these other troll unit. The problem CPA facing right now is that all these expensive trolls are routed away, despite having the massive buff of a WAAAGH, and they're wasting a lot of that damage potential. At least his infantry department is winning right now, but the Spirit Leeches will eventually take its toll on the rest of the yeah, on rest of Grimgor's army. Anyways, the Black Orc Big Boss is fighting hard, trying to catch up to the Ragnarok Queen, but the Ragnarok Queen is just running away. And actually, yeah, the Goblin front line is indeed crumped. The problem is the 3 monsters. 2 Ragnarok Spiders, 1 Azak the Slaughter, and at least one of the Ragnarok Spider, the lava one, is down to less than half health. And on the far side, we have some Stone Trolls recovering from rout, but a quick Doom and Darkness might just be able to rout them off quickly. Yeah. Ooh, this hurts because Doom and Darkness is not a terror rout. So, wait, no, they are indeed terrified. So, well. But as I would just chase them down to the end of the map anyway. So, unfortunately, that might just spell the end of Grimgor's army and his journey to conquer the Greenskins. Ooh, this is bad. All these troll units are not holding well. And on the far side there, these Stone Trolls are not doing too well in front of the Doom and Darkness. Balance of power is slowly ebbing in favor of the blue Greenskins, or we can say Azak's Greenskins. The Grimgor and his other fighters are trying their best, but the Crimson Killers, man, they are just holding. The Lava Ragnarok also doing some solid damage against their opponent. Ooh, the Crimson Killers just getting some insane damage value. Yes, they might be anti-infantry specialized, but they just have such good melees that it doesn't matter whether they are fighting infantry or large targets. And yeah, on the far side there, the Stone Trolls once again came back. Not sure if this still counts as a terror rout. Not sure if they still have 2 or 3. They might still have 2 route opportunities left, but they're gonna slam into some armored squid hoppers and should be able to do some okay damage. But Azak is right nearby, and once he drops in, the leadership of the Stone Trolls will just dip, and that's not gonna be pretty for them. Anyways, the Lava Ragnarok Spider is taking heavy damage, being surrounded by enemy units. On the far side there, the Stone Troll somehow is still fighting, but their leadership is indeed faltering, so not gonna be hanging around for too long. Where are the Swamp Things? They're all the way back here. Still 7 unit models, but they need to recover some of that HP before going back into the fight. Anyways, finally, the Lava Ragnarok Queen, Lava Ragnarok Spider is getting routed. Now they just need to rout off the Ragnarok Queen, who is surrounded by a ton of squigs and orc boys. There are some return of the Rusty Airs shooting point blank. Ooh, good news is that the Lava Ragnarok Spider is very unlikely to come back down to 300 HP, almost 400 HP, and still taking damage from surrounding units like Grimgor is still chasing after them. Spider hatchlings are coming in to help out this fight, but yeah. Lava Ragnarok is dead. Balance of power is slightly stabilizing for Grimgor. But unfortunately, Azak is still going to be a problem, and there are more and more Azak's units, Azak's lackeys returning to the fight. A barrel of Spirit Leech, something. Oh, Spirit Leeching the Swamp Things. A very nice, might perhaps be a wise choice here, being the only thing left on Grimgor's side to pin down WAAAGH. Oh no, the Stone Trolls at 6 unit models left. They are routing all the way to the white line being shattered, and there are no more trolls left for Grimgor. It's just the 3 single entities trying to clutch it out, and this might be a bit rough. Crimson Killers has been killed instead, but they did earn back most, if not all, of their damage value. Now, Grimgor and his friends are forming a strong blob trying to grind out the remaining fight. But the Ragnarok's Queen is still going to be a big issue. The goblins are going to be worked down pretty soon, so not much of a big deal. But the Ragnarok Queen is still a strong terror-causing monster, which at least there's the Black Orc Big Boss providing that Rebel Rouse, preventing any terror. A massive Ear Wiggle is cast by the Orc Shaman, boosting up all these Orc units' melee attacks, and they should be able to beat back this enemy advance for now, but only for now, as they are also taking damage in the process. These Squigs taking more damage from the Ragnarok Queen, a bit more of a Spirit Leech draining away Grimgor Ironhide, and he does not have any damage resistance right now. Oh, he only has the Your Nyx, so yeah, no no other abilities to help him out right now, and he's just sitting there, having no ways to deal with the Spirit Leech spam. Very unfortunate here for the Greenskins. More and more, there are more Grimgor's lackeys coming back, but this might just not be enough, as this entire blob of Greenskins is faltering in terms of leadership. They are still barely hanging on, all thanks to the Rebel Rouse from the Black Orc Big Boss. But then the Black Orc Big Boss and Grimgor both are kind of waning in terms of HP. They're distracted by a bit of the Spiderlings and Goblins, while WAAAGH is cleaning up the rest of Grimgor's units on the far side here. What are these? Are these Orc Biggins? No, these are just Orc Boys. There are no more. There's one Biggin unit, but they're very tattered, so I don't know how much they can do here. While Grimgor is constantly being drained by Spirit Leech. And that might just be army losses, as a chain route got triggered around the Ragnarok Queen. Another couple of Spirit Leech and Grimgor will be dead. Now the Ragnarok Queen is going after Grimgor. Grimgor is challenging her as well. Managed to stagger the Ragnarok Queen with his massive two-handed axes, but ooh, he's tanking it. He's blocking that hit. 1000 HP left. Can Grimgor clutch this? Can Grimgor do it? Now that's the big question that we all have. Grimgor is trying to pull out of the fight, but he might just come back in for another charge attack. More and more of the rat greenskins are coming back. Squigs are charging in, distracting, heroically distracting the Ragnarok Queen, but Grimgor is, yep, he's going back in again. He's going, no, he's taking second guesses. Oh no, he's being blocked by his own troops, and now the Spirit Leech, and he might just get routed by this spell. No, not the Spirit Leech. But he might, perhaps just might beat down. No, it's army losses. Oh no, oh, that was so close, so close. Sad Grimgor. Grimgor tried, he tried so hard and got so far, but in the end it doesn't even matter. It didn't even matter. Oh shit, did the other matchup played? It didn't even matter. Okay, let me just mute. It is a sad day for Grimgor. Okay, the other semifinal is played. Well, we'll just see if they have their replays and check them out. If not, then we might just miss out. We might just miss out another game. Well. It is an WAAAGH versus WAAAGH battle. Oh, WAAAGH won. Now we are in the finals between two greenskin players. I mean, everyone is a greenskin player in this tournament. The thing is that in the finals, it will be a best of 3. So we might see more. We will see each player playing more than their selected faction. Anyways, let's just quickly go through the army performances. Crimson Killers. In a pure melee grind, these guys are absolute beasts. The only weakness they have is the lack of healing, but both sides don't have healing anyway, so it doesn't really matter. The two Ragnarok Spiders are indeed very strong, providing terror. One provides terror and additional, both provides terror, one provides additional chaff, bodies, and just a very nice supporting tool, while the Lava Ragnarok is a fire damage spider that can be extra effective in dealing with stone trolls. So yeah, very unfortunate. Ooh, wow, some of these armored squigs actually earning way over their cost. So very interesting to see here the campaign units. While Greenskins, I do like Sipa's idea of going with the Swamp Things and then add in a Black Orc Big Boss for the Rebel Rouse aura for the immune psychology. But unfortunately, I would assume the Ragnarok Spiders are just too much for the Greenskins, for Grimgor's Art Boys to deal with. So GG. Oh wow, the Black Orc Big Balls actually did a lot of damage, but unfortunately, it's just not enough to carry the game. GG to General Eisenbart, and we shall see. Alright, quite. GG to both players, and General Eisenbart will be advancing to the finals, and will be fighting against Azrael. Alright, let me just do some tournament admin. Let me just do some tournament admin and organize the players a bit, and then we shall start soon. So, to claim to be the biggest of greenskin, the biggest, baddest, meanest of greenskins, you have to master more than just one greenskin lord. You have to go through multiple. So in the finals, we'll be doing a best of 3. Yep, a best of 3 where players will be needing to use multiple greenskin armies to win them, to secure themselves as the head, as the biggest boss of all greenskins, the boss of all bosses. Anyways, so yeah. Now let us wait for General Eisenbart and Azrael to do their army picking, while we ourselves will just be chilling in the background. Yeah. Oh right, I need to check the chat. Oh hey, Lamsos King. Nice to see you here as well. Hope everyone is having a good weekend. On the side note, something about the channel that I just want to mention. I might be doing some more variety of content recently, starting from recently. Because the meta has been quite stale on Total Warhammer. Not a lot of good changes have happened yet. Maybe something will change in 4.1, but right now the meta has more or less been the pretty much same. Maybe I just haven't played enough, but it's still very strong with single entities. The healing is still broken and all that. So to spice things up, I'll be dabbling on to other stuff, like for example modded tournaments. Recently I joined the MTK Clan's modded tournament, the Troll Crown tournament. Not sure how to translate it into English, but basically everyone has to play with mods, and we are using a few mods actually. Kataf's Dread King Legion, and multiple factions from the OVN Lost Faction mod, where we have Southern Realms, the Famirs, and also let me just set the Famirs, and also what else? Let me think. Famirs, and also Albion, the Scottish faction. So yeah, I will be covering some battles on that end as well in the future, as I did save quite a few files from the tournament. It's actually quite fun. I think the units are pretty solid. Like I played it myself, and I really enjoyed the battles. So yeah, I do believe that I will be showcasing those in the future on this channel, and also play some extra games outside of Armored Core and Total Warhammer as well. Like today I was just at the EGX Expo. EGX Expo. Well, X stands for Expo, so anyways. I'm in London, so I went to the EGX event today and tried out a lot of new games. And some indie games, I was like, these are some interesting ideas, and it's worth like checking out. And maybe I'll do some content about with those indie games in the future. But they are, rest assured, they are also strategy games. Today, one of the games I tried today is like Heroes of Might and Magic like game, but it's set in a sci-fi setting, like in space, where we have some mole people. Mole people, basically space skavens, kind of. Considering they both have some weird technology and some genetics shenanigans. And then there's a cybernetic bug faction. But right now it's still in like closed beta, I heard, so there are not a lot of information released just yet. But yeah, well, I'll see what happens. Maybe I'll try out that game in the future when it comes out. So who knows? But right now it seems that we have the two players setting down their factions. Oh, wait, no, they're still on their the units on their previous round. So they are just picking and banning, I believe. So yeah. Be careful in casting modded games, lots of crashes, try to verify if the game is stable enough beforehand. Oh, thanks for the heads up. I've checked out the game files, they're pretty stable from what I know. I'm just worried that perhaps a hotfix update might fuck the files up, but we shall see. We shall see. I think at least it'll take another week for another hotfix to come out, but who knows, right? Who knows? So yeah. Oh, it seems that we are indeed having a WAAAGH versus WAAAGH fight. Something that we missed from we missed earlier. But yeah. Alright, it seems that both sides are ready, and we shall, I shall change the scoreboard. I shall change the scoreboard first. General Eisenbart, and the other side is Azrael's name is quite long, so I'm. Oh, okay, fine. Store. There we go. Okay. Okay, cool. Wait, oh, hold on. Okay, cool. All good. Nobody see anything. Okay, so armies are set. They just need to lay down the formations. At the same time, we can go through the army build. For General Eisenbart's WAAAGH's army, we have a line pretty much the same build as before. We have a couple goblin archers this time, but then at the same time, double Arachnaroks, one lava Arachnarok spider and the Arachnarok queen. A line of goblins and a crimson killers. Oh, and on top of that, another black orcs. Really trying to use that elite infantry to hold back the Bonewood Staff rush. But I do worry that the Goblin Archers are not going to be of any use because of how wide their opponents are. Who's Goblin Wolf Rider Archers trying to go for a bit of a skirmishing cavalry design, as WAAAGH will be pushing with a ton of mobility. Orc Boar Boy Biggins, Orc Boar Boys, Savage Orc Boar Boys, 2 of them over here, 3 of them over here, no, 2 of them only, and then Orc Boar Boy Biggins, so, and then a line of Savage Orc Biggins, the more expensive version, and then more of the Savage Orc Boar Boys on this side. 4 Savage Orc Boar Boys, that's 2,800, and then plus another, these guys are like 900-ish, so that's more than 4,000 for sure. So both sides have satisfied that unit limit. A front line of chaff though, goblins and a few rusty airs, Savage Orc Air Boys. Now, right at the start, the Goblin Wolf Rider Archers will be opening up with a volley, but as soon as they spot those Orc Boar Boy Biggins in the Orc Boar Boys in the forest, they are just gonna nope out of there. They know they cannot fight against that. And at the same time, WAAAGH is gonna drop a Spirit Leech on the Savage Orc Boar Boys, which is good news for WAAAGH really, because that means there's less Spirit Leech going against him right now. Anyways, the Savage Orc Boar Boys will be taking quite a bit of damage from the Spirit Leech and the incoming fire from the Goblin Wolf Rider Archers. After all, they don't have much armor and no missile block chance. They are more of a full offense unit. There is little they consider about defense, and that's why they're gonna pay the price for this greenskin skirmishing. Now that I think about it, rather than getting 2 Goblin Archers, maybe just getting 2 Goblin Wolf Rider Archers would be a bit better. Because right now, the Goblin Archers are just gonna get rushed down by the superior forces of WAAAGH's greenskins. Anyways, the double Arachnorocks will be slamming into the front line there, using their Anti-Lodge and Terror to maximum effect, while Goblin Archers are trying to whittle down the Savage Orc Air Boys with their counter-fire. On the far side, more Spirit Leech going into the Savage Orc Boar Boys. General Eisenbart really trying to whittle down the enemy's cavalry pressure, and the Crimson Killers are engaging in frontline combat. A little bit of a Spider Hatchling summon will soon appear, trying to interrupt the shots from the Rusty Airs, as the Crimson Killers are really taking way too much damage from all these missiles. Anyway, Spider Hatchlings are dumped on top of these Rusty Airs, but with a charge of Squig Herds and the convergence of Savage Orc Biggins, these Spider Hatchlings are immediately routed away. A massive wire has been popped by WAAAGH's boys, but that's I don't know how effective is that gonna be, because one of the Black Orcs over here are not engaging in combat at all. The Crimson Killers are getting hacked down pretty fast. They're trying their best, but obviously the best isn't enough. The Goblin Wolf Rider Archers are shooting from afar, but I don't know. Like, just looking at the battlefield and balance of power, it seems that the WAAAGH's army has a full control of this battlefield currently. All the Savage Orc Air Boys are whittling down the Arachnorok Queen. Very unfortunate for General Eisenbart here. Something needs to be done to shut down the missiles, but this might just be a little too late either ways, as the Arachnorok Queen has been indeed routed. Ooh, another Ed Butt going into nowhere. Probably misclick, because it's still good damage that can be dealt to the Savage Orc Air Boys. But anyways, the Ed Butt is not doing any damage anyway, but instead trying to just... Oh wait, no. Yeah, WAAAGH is on the red side, so it's fine. He probably should have still blasted away these Black Orcs, but I guess he's mostly just trying to get out that Bonewood Staff melee attack buff. But at this point, the Bonewood Staff buff has worn off, but that doesn't matter anymore, as the red greenskins, WAAAGH's boys, WAAAGH's Savage Boys, the Bloody Hands, have gained the upper hand in this combat. Now that said, we have another Brain Burster in the middle of some Black Orcs. Got some very minor damage done. And right now the Arachnorok Queen is dead, being surrounded by the Broken Tusk mob and got hacked down by the Anti-Lodge Armor Piercing. WAAAGH still having no idea where to land, just trying to avoid fighting mostly. And unlike dragons, he does not have a breath attack with his Wyvern Mount, and That means his only way to support the battle is to provide the Azagh's art armor, Slagger slashes, the death magic casting. Which right now the death magic really isn't doing much here. Spirit leeching rusty ears? Wait, what is he spirit leeching? I don't get it. Oh, the broken tusk mob. Either ways, that's not gonna matter, and that shall be army losses. And that's the first victory of this best of 3 goes to Azrael of Astora. So army performances wise, it's the Ragnaroks really didn't do that much here. Same goes with the Black Orcs. They were heavily targeted by a lot of armor piercing. All these Savage Orc Boar Boys, Boar Boy Biggins, Squake Herds, and the Savage Orc Air Boys just keep shooting, keep hitting. A blob fight against Greenskin is really not the greatest idea. Yeah. You don't really want to blob against another Greenskin, so yeah, GG. Now we will be setting up the army blocker once more, because we are not going to reveal the armies of both players. Now let's see what other Greenskin Lords the players would pick. Oh no, Azrael of Astora is going for Azag this time. So General Isambard probably going for Warzag. And then we'll have some non-meta lord facing down each other in the third game. Maybe? Anyways, this is match point, so General Isambard needs to win this battle if he wants to stay in the 20 and compete as for the winning spot. And compete for the champion. And yeah. But yeah, I don't really see any other way to deal with Azag Spirit Leech spam other than, well, maybe you can go with Grom because he has healing. But then Chariot sucks in this current meta. So you probably still don't want to go with him. So yeah, we shall see. Oh, Greenskins. This is wait, what? Okay, I don't recognize these Greenskins. Oh, they're probably looking for Bloody Hands. They're probably looking for Bloody Hands. Wait, Scarsting? Oh yeah, Bloody Hands. No? Not Bloody Hands. Is it Grom? Are they going for Grom? Are they going for Grom? Wait, that's not Grom. Grom is like the red. Wait, what? Anyways. Azag is gonna be a tricky thing to deal with. Oh, they're going for Grimgor versus Azag. No! It's gonna get Spirit Leech to death again. No! Okay. It is indeed Grimgor versus WAAAGH again. I'm just praying to Gorka and Mark that Grimgor can win against WAAAGH. Spirit Leech was not the issue, but I didn't take any anti-large mobility to fight the Spooters. The Spooters are... I don't think Spooters can be dealt with anti-large mobility. They need missiles to deal with them. They need arrows, the air boys. Grimgor and Bob died fighting Spooters, and as that one was a non-issue. It's not the major issue, but the damage still accumulated over time. Yeah, Grimgor did need the missiles to. Maybe if you brought you were Grimgor, so you can't bring Menji Marauders. So maybe perhaps you can bring Orc Air Boys next time. Orc Air Boys might just be the solution, because Orc Air Boys, their weakness, they have good missile strength. Their weakness is low accuracy, but against the target a size bigger than a house, their accuracy is not exactly a problem here. And it seems that you have enough stuff to stop the spiders from pushing in, I believe. Like, you are trying to overload the opponent's infantry line, but then there's not a lot of assets for you to compromise. So even after you crush the goblin front line, the rest of the army didn't really suffer much, because most of the value were in the spider Arachnaroks. So yeah, if you reduce investment in some of the Orc Boys and the Squig Herds and get some missiles, Orc Air Boys instead, maybe it would have worked better. But yeah, that's maybe. But yeah, either ways, we are looking at... Oh, oh no! Oh no. This might be bad, because I'm looking at General Eisenbart build and I'm not liking this against Azrael's build. Because WAAAGH is supposed to bring a ton of monsters, and I'm not seeing enough here. I'm not seeing any. I see like few, but oh no, I'm not liking this build, because we are having 3 Black Orcs on the field, and Black Orcs, elite as they are not great against a monster blob like 2 giants and 2 stone trolls. That's gonna be an issue for the Black Orcs. At least there are a couple Savage Orc Air Boys. But no, these are regular Orc Air Boys. But either ways, this is not gonna be pretty for Grimgor's boys. Anyways, for the army builds, 3 Black Orcs, one of them the Crimson Killers. 2 Black Orcs have a couple of chevrons upgraded, and then a front line of a mixture of Orc Boys and Savage Orc Biggins. A bunch of Squig Herds as well to overload enemy infantry, and at the back 2 Orc Air Boys for that firepower. Orc Shaman providing support with Brain Bursta and Fist of Gork. There's also Skull Wand of Kaloth for the discourage effect and additional melee attack boost. In terms of melee fighters, Black Orc Big Boss and Grimgor himself. Black Orc Big Boss coming in with the Brass Cleaver for additional melee attack, and the Rebel Rouse ability for immune to psychology, which is great against enemy monster, especially when there are giants here. Anyways, Grimgor going with Bloodforged armor, you're next, and stand your ground, as well as get back here. Actually, even the best of the best for the additional melee defense and damage resistance, a bit of a survivability. As for Azrael's WAAAGH's army, we have a front line of goblins backed up by Squig Herds and a couple stone trolls, 2 giants going heavy on the monster here. They need to bring over 4,000 gold worth of monsters of flesh and blood, so trolls and giants. And then also the Rusty Airs for Squig Herds, and in the skies Azrael's the Slaughter, Menji Marauders as well for the AP fire. That's it for the army builds, and yeah, let's wait for the players to start the battle. Oh, by the way, WAAAGH did bring the WAAAGH's art armor for additional survivability for himself and his troops, Fate of Buna and Spirit Leech for the other spells and abilities. that's it for... Oh, yeah, Slagger Slasher just trying to get those melee buffs from WAAAGH. But yeah, the battle has started. Manji Marauders are moving up, and there's little Grimgor can do about it. There are no good range tools. The best they have are these Orc Air Boys, which the Mogros Manji Marauders can easily outmaneuver them. But a bit of a Brain Burster is gonna blow them up, doing some pretty noticeable damage. I thought the damage would be less than this, but maybe, perhaps, it is just a pretty good spell against any unarmored troops. Anyways, Manji Marauders are now shooting at the Black Orcs, while the Orc Air Boys are returning fire at WAAAGH the Slaughter, who is trying to drain away Grimgor's health. Grimgor has no resistance against this. The best of the best ability only activates when lords and heroes are within the ability range, and that's 30 meters, which is not that much, like around that much. Anyways, yeah, so Grimgor will just have to tank the Spirit Leech, while the Mogros Manji Marauders are chipping away the health of the Squakers, which is not the worst for Grimgor right now, because the Squakes are quite cheap. At least they're not shooting the Black Orcs, which are way more expensive and elite. Though I do worry about what the Black Orcs can do against the reckless or mandatory monster spam. Anyways, the Orc Air Boys are still shooting, still trying to whittle down WAAAGH's HP, but this time Azrael is quite on top of his micro, barely dodging the shots, but mostly remaining unscathed to the Orc firepower. On the other side here, Squig Herds prematurely engaging as they took too much damage from the Mogros Manji Marauders and triggering the Rampage effect. Now, one of the Grimgor Squigs are gone. Now, the second one is also rampaging. Black Orcs are moving into front line, but they are gonna have a bad time being charged by the anti-infantry and anti-armor Squigs. They are taking quite a bit of impact damage, while over here, Crimson Killers being blocked by the Night Goblins didn't actually get a charge on the 8-pick loons, while the 8-pick loons having a weird angle of their lunatic swirly turns thingies, and actually entirely missing this Black Orc unit. Anyways, Crimson Killers are grinding through. They are because they missed their charge order, they didn't actually charge the 8-pick loons and didn't do that much impact damage, and now they are countercharged by Stone Trolls, who are indeed buffed up by a massive WAAAGH. There are the Orc Air Boys at the back are shooting at this WAAAGH the Slaughter. A unit of Orc Boys have been forgotten at the back line here. Black Orcs are cutting through the Goblins and Squigs, but they themselves have taken way too much damage. Crimson Killers are on the verge of routing, being wrecked by double giants, and this is not great for them for sure. Now WAAAGH being shot in almost point blank range, but that doesn't really matter at this point. Black Orcs over here are indeed holding pretty well and managed to beat back multiple units of Squigs and Goblins. Grimgor is getting hunted down by 2 giants. Yeah, I need to switch around and adjust WAAAGH's unit limits next time. Right now, it's very obvious that the 2 strongest lords in the Greenskin unit for the meta are WAAAGH for the Lore of Death spell spam, and WAAAGH for his Bonewood Staff spam. So yeah, right now, the monsters of WAAAGH is indeed earning superiority here. The Manji Marauders are still shooting, this time at the Black Orc and Savage Orc Bacons, and the Crimson Killers actually. Another Fanatic spinning attack. Once again missing. You just can't really predict where this Fanatic spinny spin goes. So yeah, just not a very unreliable damage. Anyways, another WAAAGH has been popped from WAAAGH's side, and they're gonna shred through the remaining Grimgor's Art Boys. A little bit of Brain Burster trying to counteract enemy infantry, but they're only hitting goblins, so that doesn't really do much here. While Grimgor is gonna get smacked by 2 giant wooden clubs, getting clubbed in the face Surrounded by stone trolls, the orc air boys are actually surprisingly untouched. Throughout the battle, guess the stone trolls and giants and all the squig herds are just too busy fighting the frontline fight, unable to spare the time to deal with them. But now, with the frontline mostly gone for Grimgor, the Aztecs' mobility and monsters are finally freed up to go after the exposed backline. Orc air boys will be shut down. Grimgor is routed. Army losses is fast approaching. And I do believe that this will be the victory of WAAAGH, the Slaughterer. And Azrael's pick for his Azrael's pick for his tournament this time, WAAAGH will be dominating the battle. Will be dominating the greenskin tournament, becoming the biggest and baddest, meanest of greenskins. So yeah, GG to both players here, and I hope everyone who played in the tournament enjoyed the gameplay. I do have to adjust the units a bit more next time, because we obviously have two very strong contenders, and the rest of the greenskin lords are noticeably weaker. So yeah, that is something we gotta keep in mind next time we host a similar tournament. For the army performances here, the Black Orcs get wrecked hard by missiles and being smacked by giants, so not much to say about them. The two orc air boys actually earned back quite a bit of value shooting at giants and WAAAGH, so that is pretty good for them, but the rest of the army not so much. Even Grimgor is just getting bullied. Grimgor is just sad, man. He's supposed to be the biggest, baddest of greenskin bosses, and the king of all the king of all the fighters. Like, he's supposed to be the best fighter of all of the work that was in Total Warhammer Fantasy, outside of the immortal blessed fighters like Archaon. So very unfortunate for him right now is that he can't actually fight. Instead, he just got overwhelmed by the sorcery trickery of all the casters of greenskins. Anyways, the rest of the armies here, the WAAAGH's army, we have a bit of a spirit leech going on with WAAAGH, so he's getting some good value. Giants smacking Grimgor in the face, and the rest of the army doesn't really need to do that much damage, as most of it was carried by the two giants and stone trolls. Oh, also the Rusty Airs got some pretty good damage as well, using their armor sundering firepower. And yeah, that's it for today's tournament. I hope everyone enjoy it, and congratulations to Azrael of Astora for winning the tournament. That should be the end, and we will be moving on to the replays. Anyways, give me a couple minutes to just do some tournament admin, and then we'll be going back to the replay files from the tournament. Wait, hold on, CPA. The stream is not ending just yet. We are going into the replay section of today's tournament, where we are going to look through everyone's submission here. All the nasty games that you guys played with all the greenskins. And yeah. Okay, so we have the first one. And then Berserk didn't send me anything, which I don't think he needed to. Rainy Frog. Oh wait, Rainy Frog versus Eisenbart. Okay. Sipa sent in multiple replays. And Azrael versus Berserk. We have like what, 3 replays? Sipa versus Zaxi, and do we have other replays sent in? I believe that's not the case. Okay, we've got 3 replays so far. And most other tournament. Okay, so Zaxi versus Dane. Okay, I believe we're missing quite a few replays, but that is fine. That is fine. We cast quite a few replays either ways. Oh, we're missing out the WAAAGH Civil War, which is I'm fine with that, honestly. WAAAGH Civil War is also missing, but again, it's fine for me. We don't need. I mean, it's gonna be a brutal fight either way, and but yeah, I think what's left that we need to cast are all like different Greenskin Lords. 3 replays, and that should be the end of today's stream. Let me just copy and paste them into the replay folder, and then we should be good. There we go. Okay, so. Alright, I forgot to... I forgot to save the replays on between General Eisenbart and Azrael. Let me just do that right away. Give me a second. At least we'll salvage 1 replay and maybe use it for future content or something. Okay, cool. There we go. Alright, so 3 replays left. The first one, Rainy Frog versus General Eisenbart. Grimgor's Art Boys. Actually, no. They're going for Skarsnik versus WAAAGH. Ooh, one of them going with a bit of a pump wagon action here. 3 armored squig hoppers, the Lava's Ragnarok. A Night Goblin Shaman, and Azak leading the army. 4 Night Goblins, 2 Night Goblin Archers, 4 Sploda Squigs. Yeah, wait, hold on. I remember there's another replay file lying somewhere. So let me just dig up that, and then we can keep going with the battle itself. Oh wait, no, okay, cool. That is the replay we need. And Rainy Frog versus General Eisenbart. Azrael. Okay, cool. 3 replays for the night, and then we're done. So, on the other side for WAAAGH's army, 2 Goblin Wolf Rider Archers, a front line of Orc Boys mixed in with Goblins. At the back there, 2 units of Goblin Archers and 3 more Goblin units trying to protect the flank. 2 Ragnarok Spiders, a Ragnarok Queen and a Lava Ragnarok Spider, and also a Goblin Wolf Chariot. The Goblin Wolf Chariot are slamming into the Night Goblins, doing some pretty good damage on impact, but then they're quickly taking damage from nearby Overwatch fire from the Snotling Pump Wagons, and a bit of a damage from, I believe, the Lava Spider, yeah, the Lava Ragnarok. Now in the front line there, the double Arachnaroks are smashing through the poor Night Goblin Fanatics, and the Night Goblin Fanatics were routed before they can even use their... Yeah, they can even use their loonies, the spinning loons. Now, Skarsnik charges straight into the double Arachnaroks. It is very brave for a Goblin, but the thing is he's still only a Goblin, so he's taking quite a bit of damage fighting a ton of Orc Boys and the 2 Spiders. Armored Squig Hoppers are charging into the front line, trying to stabilize the fight. And some of them actually managed to rout off the Goblin Wolf Rider archers, but the thing is that there is nothing stopping the double Arachnaroks from pushing through. Again, WAAAGH, the Goblin front line is just not that reliable. Oh, and some Super Squigs blowing up Goblins and Spider Hatchlings, but they are also blowing up their own Night Goblins, and that might be a big issue here. And I believe we missed out the other explosions here, but well. The Super Squigs are died with friendly fire. Very unfortunate indeed. Anyway, Snotling Pump Wagons on the far side are routing off some Goblin Archers, and the fight seems to be going against the Skarsnik's army, as Skarsnik is taking more and more damage. He is a good supporting lord with the Fermented Fungi plus the Spite of the Bad Moon, providing some pretty good tools to lock down enemy monsters and just whittle them down. But the thing is that he is not the tankiest fighter for sure. 5k HP is pretty good for a foot lord, but he is still only a goblin and will be taking a ton of damage from being surrounded. Anyways, over here the Lava Arachnarok Spider is getting shot, and soon enough he will be forced to deal with a 2v1 scenario against all these Arachnaroks. And yeah, Skarsnik is just gonna get routed off by the Moon Howler, something that I didn't really cover. The Armored Squig Hoppers are trying to save their Leash Lord, but Skarsnik is just way too low. Now the one Lava Arachnarok is being forced to fight two Arachnaroks at the same time, and that's not gonna be pretty for him. Actually, only one is fighting him right now, but the Red Lava Arachnarok did get the charge, so right now, ooh, wow, the explosion. The first time we're actually checking out the explosion, very great against a blob of enemies surrounding him, but there's nothing surrounding the Lava Arachnarok, very unfortunate. So the explosion is largely wasted. Now the double Arachnarok is coming in, and that's basically it. The only thing still holding up the balance of power is the one Arachnarok here. Oh, actually, Skarsnik is coming back, but a bit of Spirit Leech and the Lava Arachnarok will be routed, leaving only Skarsnik and a few of the Goblin units. Oh, one Armored Squig Hopper is still quite full health, but once Skarsnik routs, its army losses, and that's it for this battle. Actually, we need to check out the other Sploder Squigs, the Super Squigs. I mean, I'm supposed to call them Super Squigs, but I like to call them Sploder Squigs. It makes more sense to call it that way, but yeah. Anyways, the Lava Arachnarok didn't do much damage. Same goes to Skarsnik. They're being surrounded and beaten up by a ton of other units. The Armored Squig Hoppers tried their best. One of them managed to rout off, well, 132 kills on one, the other 61 kills chasing off a bunch of routed units. But the thing is that there's nothing to hold the line and stabilize the front line from two Arachnarok spiders, and the two Arachnarok spiders simply smash through the enemy goblin front line and win the game for them, and just beating back whatever that got thrown towards them. So yeah, GG to both players, and next up, a rewatch just so we can see what happened to all the Super Squigs. Alrighty, okay, let's just fast forward and just keep an eye out on the Sploder Squigs. Wait, no. This is not the one we watched. Okay, cool, never mind. Okay, so let's see. We have that. Yeah. We need to keep an eye out on the Sploder Squigs, Super Squigs, just to see what happened with them. Like, they really should have just named the Squigs Sploder Squigs, because when you name them Super Squigs, you thought it's just Squigs on steroids, not Squigs on extra gas, not Squigs on gunpowders, you know. It needs a better name, basically. But yeah, we'll go fast forward afterwards. And just keep an eye out on the Super Squigs. Now, we have 4 of these things, these bad boys at the back. Oh, it might just get ignited. No, they didn't get ignited by anything. We'll just keep an eye out. Oh, the Super Squig is going in. They're getting shot a bit, but leaving them. Oh, they're moving in. They are moving in. One goes in. Blow up. Nuked a spider hatchling. The other goes in, nuked, and now and they nuked their own armored squig hoppers. They should have just went into this blob here and just blow everything up. But alas, mistakes were made. All right, this time Sipa versus Zexy. Grimgor versus WAAAGH. Sipa somehow managing to win this matchup with Grimgor. Now, the army builds are 2 Stone Trolls, 1 the Swamp Thing, a Black Orc unit, and 2 Orc Biggins, 5 Orc Boys, 4 Squigs, and an Orc Shaman supporting Grimgor himself on Greenskins. On WAAAGH's side, we have WAAAGH himself, 3 Savage Orc Biggins, the Broken Tusk Mob, 2 Savage Orc Air Boys, and a ton of goblins in the front line, supported by 4 Squig Hoods, Savage Orc Air Boys, Rusty Airs, the same combo we saw in the very first battle in today's stream. Yeah. So Mangy Marauders and Death Creepers as well for a bit of a missile pressure. For the spells, WAAAGH going for, once again, Gaze of Mork, Fist of Gork, and here we go. As for Grimgor support, it is Orc Shaman, basically a weaker WAAAGH, and without Bonewood Staff, here we go, and Fist of Gork trying to overload enemy frontline with their more elite, a much stronger front line. Anyways, the Swamp Things and the Orc Boys, the Orcs are just gonna smash into Goblins. They're all charging, but the Squigs are counter-charging, and that might just do more damage against them, but they are more Squigs. The Grimgor has their own Squigs to support, and will be doing some pretty good damage, just trying to overload that front line with the sheer amount of quality and quantity. And as you can see here, with only Goblins holding back enemy units, the WAAAGH's front line is quickly collapsing, and the Orc Boys and Squigs are able to move on to the next layer. Now, the Savage Orc Boar Boy Biggins, the Orc Boar Boy Biggins are all needing to plug the gaps, trying to stop the Orc incursion. All the missiles are firing, doing their best to fire in. The Swamp Things don't have that kind of armor and missile resistance like Stone Trolls, but they do have the regeneration and hit points to just tank the damage, getting into the middle of melee, beating down the Savage Orc Air Boys. The Black Orcs and Squig Herds will be following suit, although on this side here, without the Swamp Things bolstering their front line, the Grimgor's boys are having a much tougher time breaking through the enemy front line, and you can see some of the Squigs are faltering. But right now, the missile units on WAAAGH's side are largely compromised. Only the skirmishers, the mounted skirmishers, are still firing, and the Savage Orc Boar Boy Biggins are stuck in a melee fight against Orc Biggins and Squig Herds, especially Orc Biggins with their anti-launch damage will be doing a lot more work against the lightly armored Savage Orc Boar Boy Biggins. Stone Trolls are still very healthy and are now moving into the back line to compromise the Savage Orc Air Boys. Now, WAAAGH is winning this part of the infantry fight, but the most of the forces, the heavy hitters of Grimgor, are truly at the back line here. Just pushing back all that missile pressure, and WAAAGH would be in huge trouble right now. Stone Trolls getting hit by a Gaze of Mork, but that doesn't matter. They have 50% of missile resistance against magical missiles. So yeah, that's not doing too much to them. Broken Tusk Mob slamming into the Rusty, slamming into the to the Stone Trolls, trying to stop their advance, but they can only do so much because there's another Orc Bacon also chasing after the Greenskin WAAAGH's missile pressure. Stone Trolls here fighting another unit of Savage Orc Air Boys. The front line wise, WAAAGH actually managed to win it with only Orc Boys holding the tide against Goblins and Squig Herds. But the thing is, they're way too far from the back here, as the Stone Trolls are just not stopped at all. All WAAAGH's mobility are out of position or being routed away, being broken off by a numerically superior force. You can see that the Grimgor is just gonna keep pushing. The push is not gonna stop. They won't stop. Not gonna stop. And they are now on top of the Rusty Airs. Rusty Airs just gotta have to keep running once more. But a second WAAAGH is coming in for Grimgor and his boys, and they're just beating back whatever's trying to fight them for now. And yeah, it's just gonna be the missiles constantly getting pushed back. The Rusty Airs just don't have enough speed to outrun the Squig Herds. The Squig Herds do have more than 58 speed at full strength, but yeah, that's just gonna be it for. Wait, no, the balance of power is still quite even right now, as the Death Creepers and Morgor's Renji Marauders are still very healthy and just whittling down enemy forces. But right now, all these Savage Orc Boy Biggins are pushed back. They are trying to charge in and stop the push of the Orc Boys and Stone Trolls. Well, they failed, but fortunately that did buy enough time for the Rusty Airs to keep shooting, and that managed to break the leadership of Stone Trolls and Orc Boys. Now it is Grimgor and the Orc Shaman formed a huge blob with the Stone Trolls over here, chasing down the rest of the remaining WAAAGH's chaff unit so that they can eliminate WAAAGH's infantry support and allow the Grimgor blob to keep pushing. Just unstoppable push right now. Anyways, we might just have to go into a fast forward here as we are entering a bit of a lull in the battlefield. Big mistake from WAAAGH here, as they stopped chasing after the Stone Trolls. Instead, they should have just kept the Death Creepers and Renji Marauders and Spider Riders keep chasing after these routed Stone Trolls, preventing them from coming back, because right now they have returned and they managed to surround WAAAGH and did some damage to him. Now the Savage Orc Boar Boy Biggins are chasing after them. Wait, nope. They're let go once more. They still have 7 models, which means they still have quite a bit of regeneration left. But right now, okay, so they are gonna get chased off for sure. While on the other side, Grimgor is also chasing off some tattered Goblin units, and it seems that both armies are just gonna chase off each other's troops. Although over here, some Stone Trolls have regrouped with the Squig Herds, but then a quick overwhelming force of Orc Boar Boy Biggins, Savage Orc Boar Boy Biggins managed to shatter them, and the two armies will be reconverging with each other, ready to go for that final showdown. And we shall wait a bit as both armies are regrouping. These WAAAGH forces should move up a bit, should start pushing forward. But wait, are those units on the far side fighting? No, they're not. Anyways, they will be moving towards each other. Oh, okay, that makes sense. The Forest Goblin Spider Riders are still chasing off some routed Stone Trolls at the back, so attacking rule is actually fulfilled, and they're just resting, regenerating, and that vigor. Now the Savage Orc Air Boys are fresh, and yeah, everything is active or fresh in this blob. Okay, winded on the Goblins, but that's not much of an issue. Balance of power is in favor of Grimgor though, because Grimgor himself is very healthy with his caster also surviving, boosting up that balance of power. But honestly, I do think that balance of power is kind of drunk right now. Oh, perhaps maybe because they don't have much of an infantry presence, and with only goblins that can be easily broken off by orc boys and stone trolls. You can see that as soon as the squigs charge in and the goblins charge in, they are immediately broken off by the superior melee force of Grimgor. Now WAAAGH is jumping into combat. That is a very gutsy and dangerous move. Both sides are dumping down. Here we go. Everyone is being buffed up by that 40 melee attack, but the problem is that WAAAGH doesn't have the melee presence to hold down enemy forces, and the stone trolls, yeah, they are just beating up the remaining Savage Orc Barbarians. Yes, they have anti-lodge and armor piercing, but they just don't have the numbers or HP to stop this push. And with that, the Rusty Airs and the Savage Orc Airboys do not have the safe space they need to start shooting and dishing out the damage from afar. And as a result, Grimgor's Art Boys managed to clutch out a win with a heavy armored fist of stone trolls and the orc boys. Now the black orcs didn't really do much damage, being shot hard and run down by armor piercing attacks from squig herds, orc barbarians and whatnot. But yeah, it seems that the trolls really clutched this battle for sure, with a bit of a single entity supporting them as well. Oh, orc boys actually did really well against the goblin front line today. They're not specifically anti-infantry, but they just have a pretty decent offensive stats. Squig herds did some okay damage, but that's about it. For the greenskins on the right, the WAAAGH's army, Savage Orc Barbarians, they tried their best, but not quite enough, as they were just constantly stuck among a bunch of orc bigans and orc boys, unable to extract themselves from battle as they were needed to stop that Grimgor boys incursion, just to buy some more time for the missile units to back off and kite. Rusty Airs did a lot of damage. It is always a very, very solid missile unit, but not quite so for the rest of the army here. I mean, these orc air boys did some pretty good damage, but just not enough to carry the game. And yeah, that's... Oh, wow, okay, these Forest Goblin Spider Riders, definitely the ones who chased off the Stone Trolls, but the rest of the army not doing too much damage, with the Goblins doing Goblin things. Now, finally, one last battle between Berserk and Azrael of Astora. And that's gonna be it for tonight. Now, Azrael of Astora going for a Savage Orc spam. A bunch of Savage Orc Bigans, Savage Orc Air Boys, a front line of Goblins, and 3 Squig Herds, 3 Savage Orc Boar Boys, and 2 Orc Boar Boy Bigans, one of them the Broken Tusk Mob. And on the other side, WAAAGH, led by Berserk. WAAAGH himself plus 2 Giants, a single Stone Troll with 3 Chevrons, a Savage Orc Boar Boys, 2 Forest Goblin Spider Riders, and a what is the other? Oh, Morgroth's Mangy Marauders, and then a couple Boar Boys, 4 Boar Boys, 2 on each flank, supporting 1 giant each. A Goblin Big Boss helping out, supporting the army with a bit more of a melee presence, and just a ton of skirmishing fire in the front line. Oh, Goblin Wolf Rider Archers as well in the fray, trying to whittle down the WAAAGH's front line. But then the Savage Orc Airboys are here to counterfire, so they need to back off ASAP. At the back here, oh, WAAAGH the Slaughter, big mistake, flying too close to the Sun or to WAAAGH, being pinned down by that effigy of the Git, allowing the Rusty Airs and the Savage Orc Airboys to dish out massive damage with their combined missiles. With the armor sundering from the Rusty Airs, WAAAGH was locked down and has his armor debuffed, allowing the Savage Orc Airboys, who doesn't have the most armor piercing, to do more damage. Either ways, the front line of WAAAGH are pushing forth, trying to meet their opponent in melee combat. Now Morgroth's Mangy Marauders are shooting down the goblins from the flanks, but the problem is that WAAAGH needs to stay out of the range, and he is in a pretty bit much of a dilemma right now. The reason is that if he gets close to WAAAGH, that means he's gonna get locked down by effigy of the Git and get shot at point blank by a bunch of missiles. But if he gets too far, that means he needs to overcast Spirit Leech to drain away WAAAGH's health. or else he will not be able to reach Warsack at all, and that might just risk overcast damage. So quite a bit of dilemma that he has to choose from, but either way, Warsack's push is on the way. Now the Giant and Orc boys are not gonna hold their ground. They are actually trying to maneuver around, luring Warsack's forces to the other side of the battlefield. But right now, Warsack is just Warsack is just continuously pushing forth. Not a lot of action is going on right now. Actually, the Forest Goblins, Spider Riders, Archers, and Morgross Mangy Marauders are doing some teasing on the Warsack side of the battlefield. Like, they're just teasing their opponents here, trying to get them out of position, dragging their formations all over the place. But now, with some infantry on, with the infantry, Orc boys, and Giants on Azak's side, that means eventually they'll get caught up by a superior number of mobility. The Broken Tusk mob and Goblin infantry, Savage Orc Biggins are all in this fight. And now the Orc boys are quickly run over by the Broken Tusk mob. On the side here, the Forest Goblins, Spider Riders, and Wolf Riders are actually got caught by the Savage Orc Boar boys, taking some noticeable damage, might just even be routed as well. Now Warsack is getting drained by a Spirit Leech. Oh, wow, okay. There must be, another spell cast from Azak the Slaughter, but right now he took even more damage, perhaps from another effigy of the Git or the combined missiles of Warsack. Anyways, right now the red greenskins Azak's army is in a disadvantage right now. A lot of their infantry units are getting caught out of position and overwhelmed by Warsack's mobility, while Azak himself can't really bring out the mobility to counteract enemy forces. Now the Giant is getting isolated and stuck in this fight, unable to extricate himself or obtain any infantry support, especially with the Savage Orc Biggins surrounding him. He's just gonna get shredded in this melee fight. Over here, a WAAAGH has been popped for the entirety of Warsack's army, and they're overwhelming this force of Orc boys. More Orc boys are fighting with the help of Stone Trolls, and these Orc boys are also flooding into this position. But will that be enough? We shall see. As the other Giant is gonna get worked down. Azak is still trying to fly around and get a good position to Spirit Leech down Warsack, but right now he is just getting pushed back by the Rusty Airs and Savage Orc Air boys. Every time Warsack tries to fly close, he's just gonna get shot to pieces. Now the greenskins, Warsack's army are moving in. They're gonna get stopped by the Stone Trolls, but at least these are Savage Orc Biggins. With their anti-launch, they can still do some pretty good damage against the Stone Trolls, considering they also have very good weapon strength at 37. How much of them is anti-launch? We can't actually see that. But anyways, massive buffs from Warsack once again, with the Bonewood Staff boosting their melee attack stats, and the Stone Trolls are taking substantial damage. On the far side there, the Morgross Mangy Marauders have been routed off by the Savage Orc Boar boys, and oh no, Azak jumped onto the ground trying to do something, but I'm not sure what he's trying to do, but it's not a good news. Orc Boar Biggins are on top of him, and he took way too much damage, and Bundles of Power is in the favor of Warsack now. So yeah, it is pretty much the only things left for Azak right now is this blob of monster units, Giants, and the Stone Trolls supported by some Orc boys. The Goblin Big Boss is also here, but soon enough they will get surrounded and shot up by the Savage Orc Air boys, and the Savage Orc Air boys right now has no threat at all. All Warsack's units are spread all over the battlefield, and there are little Azak can do to threaten them, especially with the Broken Tusk mob still staying closely nearby in case anything tries to threaten the Savage Orc and the Rusty Airs. And yeah, as soon as they get close enough, and they would just shred that Giant. Over here, Squigs charging into Goblin Wolf Rider Archers. Goblin Wolf Rider Archers taking massive impact damage on the charge. You can see how quick their HP is getting shredded by the Squig herds. Now even Stone Trolls are in the fray to support, but that's not gonna make too much of a difference, as more and more Orc Boar boys are psycho charging down this blob. One of the Giants is almost dead. And an almost full health Savage Orc War Boys slamming into the fray. And yeah, that I'm afraid is gonna be it for WAAAGH. WAAAGH jumping down into combat, trying to boost this blob with trying to boost this blob with WAAAGH's armor, pumping up their melee defense, but I'm afraid that's not gonna make too much of a difference when you're surrounded on all sides. And when you're on the flank and on your flank and rear, the melee defense stats is significantly reduced. Anyway, Stone Trolls charging into Orc Warrior Biggins, but that's not gonna happen as WAAAGH and Berserk decided to admit defeat. But yeah, battle performances wise, we have some good damage on the Orc Boar Biggins. Savage Orc Boar Boys didn't really do that much damage. Mostly it's the missiles and the Savage Orc Biggins, who earned back way over their own worth. Ooh, Rusty Airs, of course, carrying the game. They did some really solid damage. And the Squig Herds did okay as well. But yeah, mostly the Savage Orc Biggins using their anti-large damage to work down the Giants and Stone Trolls. And also the Cavalry, of course. As for WAAAGH, he tried to Spirit Leech, but every time he get close, he just got shot up point blank by all the Savage Orc Air Boys and the Rusty Airs. The rest of the army also didn't do that much damage. And yeah, they were not able to deal with the Bonewood Staff while having the Squig Herds and the Goblins running over their front line. Of course, that is with the help of Savage Orc Boar Boys and Savage Orc Biggins. And yeah, that's it for today's battles. I hope you all enjoyed the tournament. Congratulations to Azra of Astora winning the tournament. And yeah, I'm gonna make a quick announcement on my Discord to wrap up things, but that's it for today. Thank you for watching, and I'll see everyone in the next one. Tactical signing out.